Hey, Warrior Saints, Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you beautiful people with us. Welcome back. We have been studying this week, or asking some tough questions this week, about how to be a light to the world, right? How can we, in the midst of the darkness and the chaos that is the world in which we live, be light for our own lives, our own betterment, our own growth, and also for the sake of others, to see someone to emulate. In some real sense, how to battle like a warrior to become a saint so that others can say, that's a man and that's a woman that I want to follow. To do that, we're kind of exploring an interesting avenue, a secular work called The Pursuit of Excellence by Ryan Hawk. If you don't know anything about Hawk, go back and watch Monday and Tuesday's episode of our live stream. I give a little bit of information. One of the things that he mentions, he calls a self-audit. I've been titling it a self-inventory. And to pursue excellence, to ultimately become a light to the world and fulfill the purpose that you have, the purpose that God gave you to produce fruit with your life, to, as we used yesterday from the Gospel of Matthew, the talents, to take what the master gives you and produce more fruit and give it back. To do that, you really got to be honest with yourself. Who are you? What are you doing? What's going on in here? One of the things that Hawk suggests, and I loved it, blew me away. I'm kind of afraid of it, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to tell you before I do it. My staff doesn't even know this yet. But I want to know how people see me, right? I want others, because I'm going to lie to myself. I'm going to tell myself, Father Chris, you're an exceptional human being. I mean, look in the mirror. You're so handsome. You're so lovely. Everybody loves you. But is that really true? I mean, I may want that to be true, but is that really true? Okay, the answer to that question is probably not. I'm sure there are a handful, or at least a gaggle, maybe a bunch of people who are haters, right? Maybe people don't think what we do is good. Maybe they think our work is shoddy work and it's not worth anything. Probably it's out there. In fact, as long as I'm blind to that, I can never improve. I can never keep my growth mindset, which we talked about yesterday, and keep pushing forward. I've got to know the truth. To do that, to have a self-inventory, means I need to examine myself and be honest with myself. But I also need to know what others see, things that I may be too blind, willfully so, to ask about myself. And so I'm going to ask my staff this question, and it's not mine. I wish I thought of it, but I love it nonetheless. It's from this book that Hawk gave us, and it is the following. And he did this. It's cool. He asked his friends, hey, what do others say about me when I'm not around? Now think about that question. Like, he's asking somebody he trusts. So hopefully they will be honest with him. And he's asking them to tell him what others and what they say about Ryan Hawk when he's not around, right? So like, let's bring it back here. I'm going to say to my staff, I really am, hey, what do you say about me when I'm not around? Right? Like, when you're in people's presence, you kind of got to schmooze a little. You got to say nice things, I mean, you don't usually slam other people in front of them. You don't usually talk about their weaknesses in front of them. That's just kind of social convention prohibits it. But I want to know, and I'm actually truly interested in knowing what they say about me to their wives and husbands when I'm not around. What others say about me in front of them when I'm not around. I want to know, and bro, it's going to be painful. Some of it may be uncomfortable information, but you're striving to be a warrior saint, to build a better you, and that means sometimes you got to suck it up and hear the truth. Because when you know from an unbiased and honest source what the world perceives you to be, you now have a target, a goal, an opportunity to make that better. Do you understand? If you don't know those things, or are unwilling to hear those things, or explore those things, you are going to remain in that mediocrity. But the moment that you are ready to hear it and face the discomfort of hearing the truth about you, now you got a shot. Now you got a shot at becoming something exceptional, right? Or as Hawk's book says, it's the pursuit of excellence. So I want to encourage you. A couple of things. Do that self-inventory. Be honest with yourself, because it's important what you think of you too. You really got to dig deep. But get out there and find out what others are having to say about you as well. It may be gross, it may be uncomfortable, you may not like it, and you may get your feelings hurt. And then I'm going to tell you that's a you problem. Grow up. And then visit warriorsaints.org and subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. Because when you subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint, now that you know what others say about you, and you've setting a target for yourself to go get, that you maybe here, you want to get there, we're going to help you do that. That's what the Way of the Warrior Saint does. When you visit warriorsaints.org, go to it's our flagship offering, the Way of the Warrior Saint. It's a very affordable, inexpensive subscription service. Everybody's subscribing to something. Why don't you subscribe to something to make you a better you? In this series, we're going to help you go from here to here. And not my way, and not your way, and not the world's way, but God's way, the Way of the Warrior Saint. Love you, beautiful people. Hope to have you joining us on the Way of the Warrior Saint. We're going to be back tomorrow on Cinco de Mayo, without beverage in hand, but we'll be with you in heart and in mind, and as always, walking on the Way of the Warrior Saint.